Welcome back, everybody. I am so sorry. We are having some technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm just going to wait for a few people to rejoin the stream before we get started again. Oh dear. This is just what happens, unfortunately. I don't know what is going on, but things are not working. So hopefully I fixed the lag. Hopefully that's fixed, but now my sound doesn't want to work. So I can change my, turn my volume up, it does nothing. So we have no music. And then I thought, oh, I'll just play music on my iPad. No, that doesn't work either. So unfortunately there's no music. So what I suggest, guys, is put your favorite tunes on. And we can all listen to whatever we want. I think that'll work. Yeah, but I'm going to push on anyway, musicless. And we're just going to have a chill stream. We're going to get this done. I'm not going to let it stop me. So yeah, you can put your own favorite tunes on. And it can be completely anything. No royalty-free music now. Yeah, Apple products. I think the music from the iPad isn't working because I've plugged it into the computer and it just doesn't want to do that. That's fine. But as for why my iMac is not making any noises at all now, I have no idea. Like, oh, I just can't even deal with that right now. It's okay. We don't need it. It's fine. You just need my sweet, soothing voice, right? That's all you need. I'm just kidding, right? You're gonna stream death metal? I'd be okay with that. I'd be totes okay with that. Yeah, I just like having a bit of music because I do tend to go a bit quiet here and there when I'm getting in the zone. And music breaks the awkward silence. No, JP, that's true. I did not say please. Maybe I should have done that. Benjamin says, I'm happy to come around and help with tech stuff. Okay. Do you live in Tasmania? Mastodon, says Jordan. Go for it. The problem is, Kriya, yeah, I don't think the Mac is great for streaming. I would like to get like a really high-end gaming PC that would stream things very well. The problem is hooking up the iPad to a Windows computer is not really... I've tried in a few numerous ways, but there's no way that's quite as easy and quick as Apple to Apple, if that makes sense. So if that's something that I can solve, I'd much rather be streaming on a high-end PC that can actually deal with a few things going on. And then I can set up my audio better. Anyway, complicated tech stuff. Oh, Benjamin. Oh my god. Yes, okay, I know who you are. Welcome in, dude. Abby says, if Bob Ross can do it, you can. I don't know if Bob Ross did all his own technical stuff. I reckon Bob Ross probably had his own team doing it for him. He just focuses on the happy little trees. Riley says, have you tried using your phone with a Bluetooth speaker? No, I haven't tried doing that. I don't have a Bluetooth speaker. I was thinking about buying one though. Thanks, JP. Appreciate you popping in. Oh, Abby. Gotcha. I understand what you're saying now. Well, Bob Ross has a very soothing voice. I don't think I can compete with that. Unless I was drawing happy little trees. But there are no happy little trees here, just happy little Fae. Korea, you know that's legitimately what I just did. I turned it on, off, and then on again. And it fixed a problem, but it made more problems. Go figure how that works. Like, what in the world is happening with my computer? I checked the disk space because I was like, maybe it's lagging because like I'm low on space or something. But I've got like 255 gigs available, so I did not ruin Bob Ross for you, don't lie. Nobody can ruin Bob Ross. So does everybody have some music on? It's very essential that you put your own music on. It's something I'm insisting on of you all. Just a little bit in the background, because I can't do it myself. Otherwise it's going to be a very weird stream with no music. I think we should be seeing her can't even talk. Her other ear should be visible. That's something I tend to forget all of the time, because you don't usually see much of it. Just a little bit is probably needed. Just a little indication that there is another ear. Otherwise it will look a bit strange. Could probably put it all in shadow actually. Let's do that. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, let's attempt to get this hand out of the way. Checking to make sure that it will look somewhat like the other hand. Though it is further away from us, so don't mind if it's a bit smaller. And I think I'm just gonna, ooh, don't do that. Move this up a bit and then fix it up. It's okay if you don't get the hand right on the first go, I think. It doesn't always happen the way you want it to. I think that looks reasonably okay though. I think that's acceptable by my standards. Graphics says, I'm listening to my girlfriend making strange noises while watching this stream. Okay, that's a bit odd. Anywho, Lynn says, it usually doesn't work because Abel's streams are in the night here. It's 4:30 a.m. Yeah, I really do need to make sure I probably change the time of this stream. I thought it was going to work, but it's probably just getting on the late side of things for most people. So next Friday, I'm going to make sure I don't schedule anything else. The problem with today is I had a walk with my friend scheduled, at 9:30. But next Friday I'm going to try maybe stream. Maybe if we stream at 9:30 instead of 11:30, 2 hours earlier, we could be pretty good. Did you hear that? Abel says you are odd. I didn't say graphics was odd. I said it's odd that her girlfriend's making strange noises. That kind of confuses me. Riley says, I thought you didn't like Procreate. Didn't you switch to CSP, or do you like both? It was never about not liking Procreate. It was just I just wanted to try just to have a little bit of a break. To work on some larger pieces. So the things I was working in CSP with are A3 scanned line art, so it's quite big. And I just thought, I just want to try color it on something bigger than this tiny little screen. So that's pretty much the reason for that. Kriya, I know you're odd. I will call you odd with no hesitation. And there's nothing wrong with being odd. We're all a little odd in our own ways. Lynn said, oh, I've read that comment. Let me read up a bit. Eric, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Gabanzo says, how do you come up with ideas for your art? I don't know, man. They just kind of pop into my head and that's it. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Kriya says, we could play a game. Did Abel just fart or was that his chair? Oh my god. I'm going to turn this microphone off. I did not just fart. I promise you. My chair is squeaky. I actually really regret this chair because it does make quite a lot of noises. It's leather. See? It's not an uncomfortable chair, but I would have preferred like a soft, what do you call it? I don't know, just not leather. I should have not got the leather. What is CSP? I'm new to digital art, says Shamil, about 5 years in. CSP is Clip Studio Paint. Or is it Clip Studio Pro? It's one of the two. Yes, all the noises. This is why we have music, guys. This is why we have music. So put your music on. Listen to your death metal, Kriya. Don't focus on my chair noises, alright? Okay, let's keep going with this because I'm determined we're going to get this done without rushing it, but every line is a little bit more progress to getting this second sticker done. And then I have one more to do. And then we're going to get them printed. It's going to be exciting. And I'm going to decide if I am going to sell them individually or give them away with orders. Maybe over a certain price. I don't know. I actually don't like what I just did there. Let's just see if I can liquefy this a little. Okay, that'll do. I'm actually going to draw like a band around the leg so that you can kind of see a bit more that it is somewhat in perspective as well. If you guys want to pretend I'm farting, that's your problem, okay? I'm not one to shy away from owning a fart. Like, it's a bodily function, it's fine. Let's do one of these wrappy things here as well. So she's got pretty weird looking feet. I kind of like him. She's a fairy creature, you know. You don't have to be like super realistic. That's what I like about drawing fantasy is, you know, it's got to be somewhat based on some knowledge of anatomy, but you can be a little bit more creative with body shapes and limbs and just do what you want, right? I like it. There's no set rules with fantasy. I think I'm going to draw maybe the back, so this will extend on the back as well, over her butt. Just not quite sure how to do it, because I didn't sketch it in. Do it something like that. And I'm just going to fill this in here. Select this part. Paint bucket that. Not terrible, but I think I just need to fix this little bit here. Doesn't look very good. And I might cut back in this a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay. Kriya, what are you laughing at? Kriya says, I should make funny Abel videos, shouldn't I? Are you going to clip me? You're going to make your own little like blooper reel or something? I don't think I want to see that. I don't think I want to see that at all. Eric says, did you use pose reference for this character? I did not. I just whipped this out of nowhere, basically. Hopefully you can't tell too much. Anyway, I'm excited for her. I think she's going to look good. Once we get this done, let's get some more wraps in here. And on this arm. Okay, we just got to finish her hair and do a couple of leaves, and I think we're basically done inking, so that's not too bad. We've spent, how long have I been streaming for? I think it's been about an hour, a little bit over an hour. Plus we had technical difficulties, so. Lynn, thank you very much for jumping in the stream, I appreciate it. Who's excited for autumn? I love this season so much more than others. Autumn is beautiful. I really love autumn. Although it does mean winter is coming, so. And I've just about had enough of winter. We just come into spring. And I'm very happy for some nice weather to be happening. really can't wait till we're in summer, and sometimes it doesn't get dark till like between 9:30 and 10 o'clock at night. So you can just, go out into town, have a nice beer in the sun at like 8:30 p.m. It just seems so weird coming from winter, because in winter here it gets dark at about 5 o'clock. So yeah, I don't mind winter. I actually really like seeing the snow on the mountain and rugging up in warm clothes, but the lack of daylight kind of gets to me sometimes. The day ends really quickly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to summer. Alright, slow and steady wins the race. We are getting this done. You'll notice how I do this with my hair a lot these days. It's sort of something new that I've been doing, is rather than doing long big lines connecting everything, I just kind of break it down with a couple of lines here and there. I haven't really analysed what I'm doing there, but I think it kind of works. I've been enjoying doing hair that way for a little while now. I think I was going to put leaves in the hair, wasn't I? I kind of painted these little green bits in here thinking that they would be leaves. I could probably add them later, actually. It's not such a big deal. Kriya, yeah, we do have Christmas in summer. It's a bit strange, isn't it? Yeah, we're close to Antarctica. We are the closest, I think, there is to Antarctica. Riven says, I wish I was closer to Antarctica. Despite being born here, I am not built to handle Australian summer. Yeah, neither am I. Which is why Tassie is pretty good for me, because it doesn't get, like, super hot. It is odd, but it's, growing up in Australia, it's all you ever know, really. So we're used to having heat waves over summer. And sometimes bushfires too, which makes it interesting. Alright, I'm going to thicken up these lines a little bit on our main character here, so she pops out a bit from her hair. I just enjoy bold line work. It's just what does it for me, guys. I don't know how you feel, but that's how I feel. I also feel like these antlers could be a bit more symmetrical. Let's see if I can do something about that. Can I fix that? Maybe. That'll do. Don't overdo it. Alright, we've got a couple of leaves to do and a random star down here. Why is there a star near her foot? I don't know. Should we add it or leave it? I think we'll add it because it kind of fills that space. And I'm obsessed with drawing stars in everything. I probably should stop. I feel like I'm getting a little bit repetitive with my work at the moment, but I kind of just get obsessed with drawing certain things, and you draw them over and over for a while, and then you're like, okay, time to move on. Benjamin says, I was at Dad's last summer and it hit 45 degrees. Oh, wow. Yeah. Is that Yeppoon? Is that in Tassie? I've never heard of that place. If it was 45 in Tassie, I'm surprised by that. Graphic says, your style reminds me a lot of Bruce Timm's work. Bruce Timm's very cool. I really love his style. Kriya. Look, yeah, I don't mind being a little bit repetitive, because it's like I'm drawing things that I like. So it's not too bad, but at a certain point, bring in some more inspiration, do some different things. Okay, should I do just generic out of my head leaves? I think I will. Or I could actually use some reference, or try and make them look like specific leaves. I don't know. That already is a bad kind of tangent there, because it kind of connects with that bit of hair. It's not nice. We don't like that. We don't like that, guys. Oh dear. We don't like that either. Let's cancel that. How do I cancel? Oops. Let's just move it. We'll move it. Okay, that's a little bit better, because we didn't like the 2 points going together. We don't like that. Able using reference. Oh my goodness, I know, right? It does happen occasionally, right? Occasionally. It happens less in my personal work. In my personal work, I just like to just have fun most of the time. And I'm just drawing for the sake of drawing a lot of the times, like in my sketchbook and whatnot. But for client work, I do use reference. Usually the client will supply reference of something that they want it to look kind of similar of, or whatever. So that's when I tend to use reference the most. I'm okay with these leaves. They're kind of an afterthought anyway. I don't want them to be like too detailed or anything. Oop, that does not look good. My name is Marty Graphics. It's not well known, I guess, because I just go by Abel, which is my last name. Kriya says, you are doing unusual Abel things recently, Marty. What do you mean? What are you talking about? I'm doing unusual things. I'm actually going to just make that a bit smaller. We might be in the Matrix. I'm not going to rule it out. This could all be a simulation. I mean, you did see me glitch earlier. I did not sync up with my voice. You got to know a different Abel a few months ago. I don't know how to read you sometimes, Kriya. I take everything seriously. I'm very gullible, if you hadn't noticed. Alright, we're almost done inking. Let's do a couple more details. Do I want to add my generic little doodads on the cheeks, or should I leave it? Make her different somehow. Make her different. Maybe we'll do more like rune symbols on her or something. That could be a bit cooler. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Let's just grab a different pen. We'll use liquid ink. And we will just, I don't know, make some cool looking symbols on her instead. Alright. That's an S. Why am I drawing an S? It looks cool, but it's definitely like an S, isn't it? So let's change it a bit. I mean, I could do real runes, but I don't know. I like making up my own things. Eric says, so glad I could make it. Got to say goodnight from Middle America. Dude, appreciate you popping in. Thank you so much. I know it's a bit late for you guys. But we'll see you next time. Hopefully I'll be streaming a bit earlier next time too. Kriya says, voice chat on Discord and chatting here is an interesting combination. Well, you know, everybody's going to be a bit different on stream, you know, because it's a one-on-one conversation is just naturally going to be different to a 1-on-32 conversation, which doesn't talk back to you as such. Yeah, graphics, I agree. Kriya does sound like she's my mum. Oh no. You'd be a tough mum, really. Abby says, I don't think it'll work for this particular drawing, but have you tried drawing some with piercings? I have in the past. I think it would be cool. I'm not against it, that's for sure. Yeah, you're right though. I don't think it would work with her. I think there's a lot going on as there is. Let's do some cool, like, spirally things here. One there. And you know what? I'm just going to copy and paste that. Make my life easier. Copy and paste. And flip. And rotate. And then liquefy. Until it looks somewhat correct. Does that work? I think that works. Probably move this underneath the line art. That would probably be a good idea. Boop. It just needs to be a bit thicker. Actually, now it looks too different. That'll do. What do you think of that? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe a bit of something here on her shoulder. I might make these glow as well. I think that could look pretty cool. But yeah, it could be too much actually. I'm not certain yet. Maybe this does need to be thicker to match the other ones. Yeah. All right. Jenny Miller, welcome in. Graphic says, why is Kriya this tool icon next to her name? Is she a plumber? She is our resident plumber. This is very observant of you. She will fix all the plumbing. Kriya says, I'm in voice chat right now with Jordan and my boyfriend is in the background. Well, that sounds confusing. If you're listening to me and Jordan and your boyfriend, that sounds like a lot of voices at once. Hey, Mossy Fox, welcome in. Oh my gosh, you're here. If you don't know Mossy Fox, you should go check her out. I don't know. I can't paste links, can I? Anyway, go to my Instagram story and I've linked her profile in that because I recently just did a little drawing. Can I make my window bigger? Oh my goodness, I can, but the artwork disappears. Anyway, I haven't finished it yet, but that's the little sketch that I was doing yesterday. Somewhat inspired by Mossy Fox. Didn't use any reference, but she's a very unique, gorgeous person. And yeah, anyway, I'm going to shut up. But yeah, so that's what oh, and I've got this other sketch here, which I'm pretty happy with, like how it came out. I'm going to have to post that on Instagram soon, but it's just one of those little doodles of me, but I used watercolors mixed with colored pencil, which I've never done before, and it really worked. Like, because yeah, the watercolors, like, they work in this sketchbook, but some of it comes out a little bit muddy. So going over with pencil, like, really smoothed it out, and I was having fun with that. Anywho, thank you, Kriya. I really appreciate you posting the link. Yeah, by the way, I'm just going to say for all the new people, we don't have music today because we had some technical difficulties, so please put some music in your background just so it's not just me rambling and then going quiet every now and then. Yeah, mini Able, that's what it was. It's a green mini Able. Anyway, I'll post that soon. I had fun with that. Alright, I think we are ready to do some coloring. Oh, let's put that back. Staring at my ugly mug. Yeah, feel free to join the Discord, everybody. And I'm going to get into some flat coloring, and this is not going to take us forever, I promise you, because this time we have come prepared with a really, really messy color guide. Really messy. It's almost embarrassingly messy, but it's something to work from. Whereas last time we didn't have anything, and we were all over the place. So let's just do this thing that we always do, which is boring flat coloring. Actually, it's quite therapeutic when I'm just doing it off stream, to be honest. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them while I do this. Otherwise, I will just ramble at my own leisure. Oh, thank you, Mossy. Appreciate it. I did like this pose, actually. It's one of the ones I was excited about that I came up with. She looks like she's kind of just like leaping from a tree or something. But oh, for all the new people, we did finish last stream's Fae. So these are for stickers. And last stream we had a lot of trouble trying to figure out the colors for this. But I finished it off stream, and I'm pretty happy with how she is, because I really kind of wanted her to be kind of creepy. And so I think the grayscale and the red feature color just kind of works for her. Kriya says, will you make more traditional coloring in the future, Abel? I will. Do you mean like markers, like alcohol markers, that sort of thing? I need more markers, that's the problem. All the markers that I had collected over the years have gone very strange. It's like they've passed their use-by date or something. So that's why I haven't really been using alcohol markers for ages. I just need to kind of suck it up and buy a new set of Copics, I think. Which, as you know, is a little bit expensive, right? But I think it's worth it to go back to the Copic brand, because I was sponsored by Mepsi markers for a couple of years, and they would give me the product to use, give them feedback, and tell you guys, show you what I use, how I use them, that sort of thing. And I was happy to do that, and I was really, really happy with the markers. Like, I thought they were great. They weren't refillable like Copics, but they worked just as well, and the colors were like super vibrant, and they blended really well. So I was very happy. I don't know what that company's doing now. I don't know if they're even still around. But yeah, all the markers that I had, I think the temperature has messed with them, so they've gone all like really cluggy. It kind of sucks. But yeah, so I might do some watercolors until I get some more markers. I do have a little watercolor sketchbook I need to fill out. Been meaning to get back into that one. Abby says, I'm curious what the purpose of the grey fill is. Why not go right into colouring? It's just a process I've started. There is legitimate reasons. I don't know if I can articulate them very well though, but I'll try. I'll tell you as I go along, and you'll see. It's basically because I use clipping masks, which explaining clipping masks is a little bit technical as well. So just hang around if you can, and you'll kind of find out what I do. So yeah, it's hard to explain. Maybe I'll try and make a video on it one day about why I do this. It just seems to be the quickest way for me to get one solid color in here, and then you work within that solid color. And you also get a really quick way of seeing the overall shape, so you can make any adjustments you need to if something just doesn't quite look right with the composition. I find it really, really helpful, instead of just looking at lines, to see a solid form. And that's why with most of my work, like with my sketches, I'll actually do this with the sketch as well, because that is quite beneficial in seeing things that your brain kind of doesn't pick up on if it's just line work. Like, it can get a little bit busy. And it's called the Procreate method. That's right, Kriya. Seth Booth says, have you seen the character designs from the Troll Hunter series on Netflix? The more recent stuff looks like it was stolen straight from your sketchbook. I'm sure it probably wasn't. But that's cool. No, I haven't seen the character designs. I mean, I've seen the show a few years ago, and I thought it looked pretty sweet. Is there a place to see like the concept art and stuff from that show? If there is, chuck it on in the Discord, because I'd be really interested to see. Okay, we are getting there. Somewhat slowly, but it will happen. I can hear music outside, actually. We do have music. You probably can't hear it. Anyway, sometimes there's, around here, there's somebody who practices the trumpet outside. That's interesting. Okay, we're almost there. I'm just going to lighten that, actually. Boop. There we go. Graphics says, I heard a lot of great stuff about touch markers. Is that the brand name, Touch Marker? Or is there another name to that? I don't think I've heard of touch markers. Oh yeah, the other marker that I was sponsored by was Ergo Pro. It was a few years ago. So they gave me a bunch of markers too, which was cool. And they were pretty good. Much like the Mepsi markers that I was using. Pretty good. But again, something happened to them. I think I'm going to blame my old studio because it was very cold in that studio. So I think overnight something happened to them. I don't think that's really happened to my Copics though, but I'll have to check. But yeah, I do miss working with alcohol markers. It's something that I really, really enjoyed. So maybe I can get back to that at some point. But yeah, I gotta buy some more. What colors do I have in mind for this piece? Did you not see what I showed before? Pay attention, Korea. Come on. So these are the sort of colors. It's a mess to look at. I apologize. I'm going to keep saying it every time I see this, but it is an absolute mess. So we're going for like earthy tones, greens, browns, that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, it could change from that, but that's a starting point. Is that it? Am I done? No, there's a little star down here. We can't forget the little stars. Kriya says, I have Copics and touch markers in use. Yeah, Kriya, I prepared something so we didn't have a repeat of last week. Like, so much indecisiveness. Like, that's not good. Got to be a little bit more prepared to do it on stream anyway. So hopefully that works in our favor this time. All right, so here we go. I'm going to kind of try and explain why I do the gray thing. Why I do the gray thing. So let's just move that up there. All right, ignore these three layers for the moment. We're just going to hide them. So basically we've got our sketch layer. I'm going to just rename these. We have our solid layer and we have our lines. So we've got lines, we've got solid, and we've got sketch. If it helps, I can put that to white. All right, so that makes sense. Now, there's a little bit of something that we got to do. To make this, if I click here and go clipping mask, what that does is makes it, one, look ugly, which I'm going to fix, but also it means any layer I put above the solid turns into a clipping mask, and then all I'm going to do is draw or paint within whatever shape is below it. It's just how I do things. It really is good. Happy typing noises. Yes. Did you hear that? Let's try again. Happy typing noises. I don't know. Anyway, what was I going to say? So yeah, anything above that becomes a clipping mask, and you can quickly, easily change the colors within that shape. That's just how I work. It works for me. Now, the problem is we've made a clipping mask and we've ruined our line work. So what we need to do is turn that off again. We'll delete that one. We just quickly need to duplicate the lines, turn the top one off, go back to this one, make it a, what do you call it? Alpha lock. Select the solid color and fill the lines with that color. So now the lines are the same color as the solid, and some of it's a bit manky because of the brush that I've used, so I might just duplicate it a few times. There we go, that's a bit more solid. Now I'm going to merge it all down with the solid. So now we've just got one layer that is completely solid up until the end of the line completely, and now we can make the line art a clipping mask and it won't change our lines. We are perfectly good to go. So one of the main reasons why I use clipping masks is because on top of that, on top of the lines, which is important, I can make a new clipping mask, set it to say multiply or any sort of blend mode, and I can do shadows all over everything. This is not a very good example, but that's how I do my shadow work and whatnot, and I just work over everything at once and don't have to worry about staying in the lines or anything like that. You can do another clipping mask on top of everything and say just do a really quick airbrush glow, for example. Ooh, that is not right. Let's go to like add or something. You see what I mean? So like you can do things with the whole piece at once and not have to worry about the background and all that. So that's one sort of reason why I do it. Anyway, I hope that kind of makes sense. I do hope that kind of makes sense. Alright, where was I? We are going to... Now we're going to put back on our little doodads here. Why is that not working? Oh, there we go. Let's just change that. Okay. Need a bit of reference, so I'm just going to grab this. And just chuck that there. Yeah, so now I'm just going to start filling in some of the shapes with some colors. And I think I will start with probably the hair, which I chose this color. And just to make things a bit more easier for me to see, I'm going to make this a bit darker. And I can go in here and just start filling out this shape. This is just the way I fill things. There are much easier ways, much quicker ways, but this is just how I do it. Yeah, Kriya says you mean aggressive pinch gesture noises. Yeah, I do that. I'm quite aggressive with my iPad. Ken Dillon says, this is the kind of explanation I need. I have no clue what all those layer types do. Yeah, just experiment. Just play around sometime, and that's kind of how I learn a new piece of software. Just like mess around and try new things and see what happens, basically. In fact, that is my whole theory of making my own brushes. It's like when I first started making my own brushes, I had no idea what anything really did. So I just start clicking the buttons and then see what it does. Yeah. Super technical process there. This color hair looks so weird, doesn't it? Just by itself. It doesn't even look like the same color to me. But it is. Yeah, another thing you can do is you can set your line work to reference. I don't know if this is going to work very well because my line work is a little bit like textured and there's gaps in it and things like that. But you set the lines to reference and you go to another layer and you can fill sort of like that. Unfortunately, it's not going to get everything, so I'm going to have to go back in here and fix it anyway. But you know, that's if your line work is super clean and you know you don't have too many gaps, this is a super quick and easy way of doing it. But I like to make sure that I paint underneath the lines because sometimes they are a little bit see-through. So I don't think I'm going to use this reference method. I'm just going to stick to what I know because I just don't want it to get messy. What color are the eyebrows? Oh, they're brown. Creator says, and then he switches back to what he knows again. Yeah. I'm a creature of comfort, okay? Like, I like my comforts, my comfort zone. Thank you very much. That's because of the surrounding colors and values. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to with that. Abby says, I've been duplicating the outline multiple times so I can drag and drop the color, then alpha lock them to work on the shading and highlights. I found though that it's not so convenient when I need to change the outline. You should still be able to change the outline. And I can see a tiny little pixel, guys. Where are these coming from? We don't like tiny little pixels. They bother me. There's a tiny, tiny little pixel on her nipple there as well. Whoops. I'm gonna fix that right now. Anyway, after using Clip Studio Pro, somewhat, struggling manner, mind you, but the fill tool, how it does close the gaps, even though I didn't fully get used to how it worked, the idea behind it was like groundbreaking. So I really hope Procreate brings that in. I think it's really cool. I hope they do. I think there's a lot of people that use Procreate for line work more than they realize. That's just my opinion. Yeah. And that sort of feature just proves that Clip Studio Paint kind of gets their users and what they use the app for, what kind of artwork they make. There's a level of understanding there as to why that feature would even be necessary. Anyway, once you get used to this technique, it doesn't actually take that long, I suppose, depending on how complex the drawing is. Okay, almost done, just a little bit here. How are you going, guys? Is it getting late for you? What time is it? Let me know in the chat. For me, it is 1:25 p.m. I don't know how long I'm going to stream for today. I guess it depends how many of you guys want to keep watching. Kriya, I am a self-confessed hobbit. This is not a problem for me. Abby says I'd have to change the outline on 7 different layers. That's the problem. Ooh, okay, yeah. That's why I usually keep my lines all on one layer, because it just gets too confusing. It does make it easier, I suppose, if you've got, like, say I wanted to change the line art color of the eyebrows, and if they were on their own layer, like, that'd be like super easy. Just click on the layer and start coloring in. But if you start doing that with all these different elements and you've got like 7 layers just for line work, I don't know, just sometimes it causes more problems than it's actually worth in the end, I think. So I generally try and keep my lines on one layer these days. Kriya says, have you had your second breakfast yet? No, I haven't. I'm failing as a hobbit. I have not. I didn't even really have a very good first breakfast, to be honest. Jordan says probably another hour or so for you. Okay, cool. The Art of Karen Taylor, welcome in. It is 8:25 p.m. now. Well, that's not too bad in Portland, Oregon. Ken says, would you suggest using another program over Procreate for creating larger pieces, for example, wall poster sized? Probably, but like it's not impossible in Procreate. It can be a little bit difficult because there's still a layer cap on the canvas size. I do feel like that might be changing in the next Procreate update though, so that could be a thing of the past. I don't know yet. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I think I've done, I don't even know if I have it on this iPad anymore, is my dark crystal stuff. I don't think it's on here. I created it on my old iPad. But yeah, essentially it was a poster of the dark crystal with all the characters and whatnot. I did struggle with that because I've tried to make the canvas as big as possible, and then I only had like maybe 20 layers to work with, and because there was just a lot of characters and a lot going on, it did kind of make it a little bit difficult. But you should try and not have too many layers anyway, I think, as a general rule. James Dooley says, I love using a lot of layers. I just figured everyone did that. I'm not seeing you use it like me, but procedural fill layers are great for filtering, then painting over. I'm not sure what you mean by procedural fill layers. Ken Dillon says, yeah, I ran into the layer cap thing the other day and shocked myself. It is a shock. You're like, what? But yeah, most of the time it's not an issue for me. The layer cap, it really isn't. I don't usually make like massively big artworks. Let me actually double check, because I did think I have something bigger in here. I did open this. Okay, so this is 4,400 by 5,600 pixels. I assume 300 DPI. Well, 264 DPI for some reason. But this is what I worked in CSP with on the Wacom tablet. So it's basically the same file. How many layers do we have? We have 22 layers. 22 layers. It's not impossible, but I guess when you're working with so many different bits and bobs, you just have to start combining layers as you go, which can be a little bit frustrating and tricky. But on the other hand, like, it's good to not have like 65 layers, you know, all named layer 23, layer 28. Like, I don't miss those days of Photoshop with like hundreds of layers, to be honest. Anywho, back to this. Kriya, did you have to ask that question? Oh, damn. Kriya says, will you finish that big Let's Draw fantasy piece in the future? I don't know. I tried to get back into it a few months ago, and I just got really, really frustrated because it's just all over the place. And it is a shame because I really did want to finish it. But at the time, I just didn't have it in me. I was just really busy with client work. So I've decided to I don't know if I'm going to go back to it. I'll give it some thought, because it would be nice to actually finish it. Yeah, you're a tough mother. That's what you are, for sure. That is a tough question. It just requires a bit of, like, overcoming the annoyance of trying to make it work. Maybe actually now that I'm working on my tablet again, I could do it, because it's such a big file. There's a lot of characters, and so same issue with all the layers and stuff, like the layer count and all that. Trying to compile like 30 characters into one Procreate file was a bit tricky. If I was ever to do that kind of challenge again, I'm going to do it so much differently. I'm actually going to plan it out properly. Seth Booth says, is talking to Ken Dillon. You could do, I don't know what that's saying. Ken Dillon says, my beginner digital brain thought everything had to have its own layer. Nah, not really. It doesn't have to. Yeah, alright, so what are we doing now? Okay. Let's do some skin color. Let's get this done. And we can edit the colors after this without going crazy like last time, but we can just give it a bit of a go to see what will work maybe a little bit better. Just going to try and quickly get this in here. See, it just, when I do that, it pops out that I missed a few bits here and there, which is quite frustrating. So don't do that. Yeah, it's blatantly obvious where I've messed up. This skin color looks so weird now that I'm doing it for real. Alright, let's just do that. Okay. Now we will fix up a couple of things. Because they will bother me later on down the track. We don't like little crappy bits where I have messed up. Like that bit there. This bit here. Okay, I don't think that looks too bad. It just doesn't look like the same color, does it, guys? Anyway. Oh, Kriya says, will you do anything fun for Halloween this year in general? I am. I'm going to my friend Freya's house. She's going to have a Halloween party, which we're really excited about. She lives in a church and she has her own cemetery. So it's the perfect place to have a Halloween party. It's going to be so freaking cool. Can't wait. Painting on the wrong layer is a fun hobby. Yes. Did you notice I did that last week? On stream? Couldn't believe I freaking did that. Such a rookie move. And I did it. What is that layer? Select? There's nothing on it. Okay. Oh, art-wise, I did used to like doing like a Halloween-themed drawing Not every year. I did try to sometimes be a bit consistent with it, but I've failed a few years in a row. Yeah, I'd like to. Depends how busy work is, I think, at the time. I do have more Summon Awards artwork coming up. Actually, my deadline is on the 31st of October, so I guess we'll just see. But it would be cool to do something for Halloween. Maybe we can do a Halloween stream. That could work. Because I've already scheduled like Fridays on my stream days, so maybe we could just draw something new, have fun and sketch creepy stuff. Yeah, I like that idea. Oops. Alright, I might do these the same color. We might change that later. We could do a collab. Maybe. Let me know your thoughts in Discord. What ideas you have for that. Is Halloween becoming more common here in Australia? Probably. I mean, I think more young people are like enjoying Halloween. I don't know if we're like celebrating it much more than we used to be. I'm not sure. I've never really grew up anywhere where Halloween was much of a thing, unfortunately. But I don't know. I think it's cool. It's a bit of fun, you know. Is that a different color brown to the clothes? Yes, it is. I'm going to change these the color of these symbols again because you can't even see them. There we go. Thinking I might just fade this color in, perhaps. With the smudge tool I used. The smudge tool with my tilt sketch brush, if you're curious there. Gives a nice little bit of a little texture to it. Alright, so that's the horns. I might just go back to the clothes layer and fill in these eyebrows. I think the problem is she's missing all that bright green, which I'm probably going to add in afterwards. As I mentioned, the leaves, I think these really quick silly representation of some leaves sticking out of her hair, so we'll probably add those, and then it might look a little bit more like my concept there. But we'll have a fiddle. We might change some colours here and there. It's not completely set in stone. Oh, we have these little doodads too. What's everybody else doing for Halloween? Anyone got any plans on dressing up? Any cool cosplays they're working on? Oh, welcome in, Rin's page. I'm glad you could make it. We are just working on sticker art of 3 fairy-like creatures. Jordan, I would love to see you as a pumpkin, my friend. That would be great. Okay, we need to get some eyeballs in here. So let's do that. What color is that? It's like bright green or something. I'm aware she doesn't have pupils yet. We'll get to that. Let's get this in here. And I might just work on the skin color a little bit. And maybe add a little bit of variation here and there. What am I looking for? I'm looking for liquid ink. There we go. I think maybe if I make some of it a little bit greener, maybe. It kind of works. Just, yeah, a little bit of a color transition in her limbs, I think is kind of cool. And some lips, maybe a little bit browner. Couple of little freckles here and there, I think, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And we're almost there. What do we need to do? We just need to change the leaves. Is the wrong brush. There we go. You love the pencil noises. Yes, this is the ASMR stream today. Rin's page says, may I ask how you're live while drawing? I've seen gamers do this, but how do artists? I'm asking because I'd love to try one day. Well, I'm using the iPad and it connects very easily to the iMac that I'm using. So Apple to Apple, and basically you just open QuickTime Player and you click New Movie and then you select the source where you want to record from. and you select iPad, and then you get a window of your iPad on your computer, and then you can stream from that, basically. Those leaves definitely need to be a different color than her hair. I'm just seeing how I feel about this, because it is quite different. That's what we're missing. We're missing all this dark brown in her hair. That's what we're missing. How am I going to do this? It's almost a red color, actually. We could just do that. Kind of fade it in. I'm not totally against that. Just do a little bit of extra lines for the hair in here. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? How are you feeling about this? Got any suggestions for me? We're not going to have a repeat of last week, though. We're not going to be completely indecisive. I do feel like maybe your skin's a little bit too bright. Maybe just dull that down a little bit. Let's preview that. Yeah, I kind of like that a little bit better. Change the color to. I'm not gonna like make drastic changes. That does look cool though, I have to say. She pops way more out from her hair, but I'm gonna stick with my original idea. I'm not gonna change it. What was I doing? Where was I? Let's just undo. I think that was it. Yeah, we just made it a bit darker. Pop that down so we can see the outline. Thanks, Benjamin. Rune's page. Oh yeah, I'm not familiar with streaming art creative. Sorry, thank you. I've been missing things here. I've been missing comments. My apologies. Ken Dillon, I believe you forgot the color transition on her back arm. That is true. I did forget that. Anne says the green highlights in the hair. This is true. I do need to add some green highlights for sure. Cliff says leaves might look nicer if the color was lighter. Yeah, I think that's right. Rin's page says I think dark green in the hair would pop her more, unless I'm just crazy. I don't want to change your idea. No, you're not crazy at all. It could be right, actually. Let's just change these leaves, because I agree with that. Definitely they need to be more popping. Happy with that. And the hair, I'm going to duplicate that to change it. think just a smidgen more green actually kind of works. I don't know, I kind of like both. I can't decide on these things. I'm gonna cancel. I'm not gonna go down that road. I like it how it is. I'm just gonna keep working on it. One thing that's bugging me is she definitely needs some pupils. So let's do that right now. And I don't have them on reference, so I'm just going to just do them. Yeah, I think she's looking okay. Actually, one thing I think probably needs to change is maybe it's this that's throwing me out here, because it probably gets lost a little bit against her hair. So maybe if I change that, we could be onto something. Yeah, so slightly green, but not too much. We could make it a lot brighter as well. How's that? Hard to decide, but we'll go with that. Oh, the star, yeah. The one lonely star we didn't do. We can do that right now. That looks a bit weird, doesn't it? There's a bit of overlap there. I don't know why that's happening. That shouldn't be happening. That shouldn't be happening at all. That's okay, we're going to change line color anyway, so let's do that. You can still see it though, so that's ugly. These are little things that drive me crazy about doing this sort of thing. Maybe it's because we have a background. Yeah, see, if it was white, you're not going to see it. And it is going to be white. It is going to be a white background. So I probably shouldn't worry about it too much, but I think I might just add a little bit more into this hair. Where is it? Merge that down. We only need one hair layer, not two. I'm going to do some more rendering over the top of this, but now that I've done that middle section, it looks weird without a bit of color variation in here. So just a little bit. Okay, looks a little bit better. Oh yes. Fix the back arm. She's looking very green now, actually. She's reminding me of a frog. Maybe that's her pose doing that to me, but can we change it? Is she too green? Abby says there's a small spot under her ear that I think missed some color. Yeah, you are totally correct. I am notorious for missing this stuff on stream. I'm a little bit more pedantic when I'm not streaming. yeah, I can fix that for sure. Thank you for pointing that out. And there we go. A little bit fixed. Let's change these symbol colors. Ooh, I kind of like that. This is just a little bit different. Otherwise, it all kind of blends in together. I kind of like that. I'm gonna go with that. Oh, one more thing I didn't change was these jewellery doodads. Maybe they should stay the colour they are, or maybe we can do them again like a bronzy colour, which is not that colour, or something like that. Jenny Miller says, hey, I went back and looked at Death Fae. Is Galaxy Fae not being released as a sticker at all? There is a third one I'm going to be doing, yep, which I'm just going to rework. I wasn't completely sold on the idea. I don't think there really was an idea. It was a Spirit Fae. And I just, yeah, I don't really know what she's doing or what she is. So I'm going to rework that one a little bit. But there's definitely going to be 3. So no worries there. Galaxy Fae, though. I kind of like that idea, though. Oh, this was an alternative version with a bit more colour in her skin. But I ended up making it just grayscale, like this one here. Well, I don't think we're doing too badly. There's still a few things to do. I'm not happy. Well, I am pretty happy. Sorry, not happy. I'm pretty happy with the colours, how they're turning out at the moment. Just going to change this a little bit there. So the next part I would be doing would be changing the line colour inside the body here. And then we would be going on to shadows and some highlights, and about done. So I would like to keep doing that on stream. Are you guys going to be sticking around for a while? I think I need a bit of a break before I continue. So would you like me to come back and finish it up, or should we leave it till next time? Just depends how many of you guys are going to be hanging around. I know it is getting late for you guys again, so. Oh, Jenny, you meant the purple Fae. Okay. I kind of abandoned that one, actually. Let's have a look in here. It should still be in here. There you go. It pretty much hasn't changed, I don't think, since we left it. I still like it, but it just doesn't go with what my original idea was. So, I don't know. It's there to do something with. Anne says come back. Benjamin's going to be off in 20 minutes. Rin's page says, oh my god, you should make an air, water, fire to match your earth one. That's cool. I think, maybe I'll just keep making fairy stickers if we keep coming up with ideas. Ken says, I'll be here all night drawing along with you if you stay. Rin's page says, come back. Jordan says, I will be around for a bit longer. Yeah, I probably will take a 30-minute break, maybe. So, yeah. I don't expect you to hang around. But we've done a fair amount of work today. Let's have a little look here of what we've done. Oh, that's the last one. It's got, yeah, I duplicated the canvas so you can see the last thing we did here. Oh, boobies. Yep, I did that. It's moving along from that. We did a lot of inking, we did flat coloring. It's coming along. I think it's looking good. I'm pretty happy with this one. Yeah, maybe we should leave it then. I don't know. I'll give it some thought. I might pop back. Otherwise, we will be back next Friday. And you know what? I will come back today. It just might not be. You might be in bed. But at least you can watch later on and you can see how we finish this up. It's probably only going to take maybe another half an hour to an hour, to be fair. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for popping into the stream again. I hope you are enjoying my comeback to streams. I'm enjoying it. It's good to get back and hang out with you guys, do some work with you. It's always a pleasure. Sorry about the technical issues. No music. I'll get that fixed up for next time. See you around, Benjamin. And see you, Jenny. Thank you. See you, Kriya. And I will chat to you guys in the Discord and let you know how we're going with like jumping back on stream and whatnot. So love you guys. You're amazing. Thank you so much for watching me do this. And I will see you soon. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.